is going to take a little mental massaging, so bear with me. Hey everybody, Dr. Tangent back with another episode, venturing forth into that odd confluence of beer and music where the unexpected becomes ordinary and the ordinary becomes sometimes bizarre. But tonight we are going to be returning to that space age brewery in the sky. No, but seriously, that science-driven brewery in Middletown, New York, Equilibrium Brewing. But tonight we're trying something pretty mainstream from them. This is named South Street Pils. Now, the reason they named it South Street Pils is because it was brewed in celebration of their 2019 expansion, where they actually converted a bank into a brand new, much larger tap room for them. And it was on South Street in Middletown, New York. So this is a straight up Pilsner, comes in at 5.5%, and this is what Equilibrium has to say about it. South Street Pils pours a pale golden yellow, has a very soft hop aroma, and drinks light-bodied and crispy. We get flavor notes of flower medleys, fresh cut lawn, and bready cracker, along with a nice clean finish that refreshes your palate. So, Pilsner is a pretty straightforward German style. Well, you can have Czech Pilsners, you can have American Pilsners, you can have Italian Pilsners. So you can have lots of different types of Pilsners, but it's generally attributed to Germany in origin, or Czechoslovakia, depending upon who you want to arm wrestle over it. But let's crack this open and see what we're looking at. That's a fine looking beer. They call it a pale golden yellow. I would say yes, that is a pale gold. Little bit hazy for a Pilsner. I don't know if they say anything about it being unfiltered or anything like that, but no, it's a photo aged Pilsner, so that could explain a little bit of the haziness. Photo aging is aging or lagering in large open wooden barrels. Tends to impart just a little bit of the wood characteristic to the beer, not much. But it has a nice, dense, white head, good persistency. I mean, it's just sitting there. I can hardly see any even bubbles popping. But beautiful looking beer. The aromas are good. The aromas, you do get that nice, bready, crackery malt backbone that Pilsners are known for. I do get a little bit of floral grassiness. I'm also getting something else. Might be a little bit of the photo character coming through. It's not fruity, maybe a little extra herbaceousness. I don't know. That drink's nice. I do get a little bit of a almost spicy woodsy note on the end. That might be what I'm picking up and having trouble detailing in the aroma, but I do get a nice bit of breadiness up front. Does pretty quickly give way. touch of like a sweet biscuit, almost like a honeyed biscuit, before giving things over to the hops, which come through as herbal and a little bit spicy. Not like spicy, not like baking spices, but maybe like savory spice, almost like cracked black pepper or something like that. Definitely drinks crisp. Semi-dry finish, not terribly dry. But it tastes great. And it's not less filling. Some of you old heads might get that. Some of you might not. No, never mind. But anyway, so what are we going to pair with this? And this is going to take a little mental massaging, so bear with me. They named it South Street Pills. Now, I'm sure there are thousands of South Streets just across the United States. You know, we take it international. I'm sure there are the equivalent of South Street in many places. But there is one South Street that stands out in my mind, and that is South Street in Philadelphia. In William Penn's original city plans was Cedar Street, but that only lasted until 1854, when it became clear that that street delineated the border between what came to be known as the Center City district of the city and South Philadelphia. The southern border of Center City is South Street, so they renamed it South Street. And throughout the years, South Street really became associated strongly with some things. In the 40s and 50s, it was very immigrant focused area and a lot of textiles. A lot of clothing manufacturers were located on or near South Street. Move on to the 70s and 80s, and it really became a mecca for first hippies, counterculture, bohemians, and a lot of attractions sprung up along South Street. A lot of music venues, a lot of bars, clubs, and stores that would cater to that alternative clientele. In fact, the area of South Street between Front Street and 7th is a neighborhood that is well known for its bohemian punk and alternative atmosphere. In the 70s and 80s, it became the center, the hub of the Philadelphia punk rock scene, with venues and stores that really catered to the punk rock fan. One of those stores being Zipperheads, some of you may know of. It was a clothing store and paraphernalia store that you could get interesting clothes, shall we say. But that's what leads me to the song we're tying in with this South Street Pills tonight. From the Philly punk rock scene, there was one band that rose to a decent amount of prominence. They're still at it, actually. But they came about in the 80s, and in my opinion, some people may not like it, but in my opinion, they're kind of like the Toto of punk rock. There are punk rock bands out there that you might love, but you wouldn't want to be alone with them, maybe. They might just be too reckless, too violent, too unpredictable. But not the Dead Milkmen. The Dead Milkmen are snarky. Their music is sometimes twangy, sarcastic. Definitely embodied the punk rock ethos, but really seemed to be easygoing about it. So tonight we're going to check out probably their biggest hit, off of 1983's Beelzebubba album, the song Punk Rock Girl. Enjoy. All right, folks. Got to admit, I have a strong fondness for the Dead Milkmen. Ever since I first heard Bitchin' Camaro, I knew that they were my type of band. But this is probably their most popular song. A lot of you might have heard it before, but it is a lot of fun. And they were a fixture on South Street. So let's get at it. Come on, you had to love that. That is just epic. And don't go whining to me about musicality or musicianship or anything like that. It's punk rock. Give it a rest. But anyway, so much Philly reference in that video. Obviously, he mentions zipper heads. They even show the front window, very small section of the front window with the neon sign that says free piercing, because you could get that if you bought any type of jewelry that requires a hole. They'll put one in you, or they would back in the day. But the video where the band was actually shot in the Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia. At that point in time, it was just an abandoned penitentiary. It has since become quite the tourist attraction in Philadelphia, doing an annual haunted house type of event there. Terror Behind the Walls, where you can go pay to walk through and get the shit scared out of you. It's also on historical registers. It's on the Ghost Hunters itinerary for people who like to go to supposedly haunted places, because it does have a little bit of a dark past, but they used it well before any of that really came about. I don't know if you caught it In the song, there is an accordion. This was at the urging of the producer, Brian Batty. Notice there's 4 band members. Rodney Lindemann is a vocalist and keyboardist. But for some reason, not only did the song have no keyboards, when the producer pushed to get an accordion into the mix, he gave the duties to Joe Gennaro, the man who handles the vocals and guitars in this video. And I can tell you that Rodney's still quite a bit bent about that. They have a podcast called Big Questions with the Dead Milkmen, where they put out YouTube content where the 4 current band members basically get on a Zoom call and talk about stuff. It's actually pretty entertaining, but they did an episode on their recollections or reminiscing about making this album. And you can tell even now, this many years later, Rodney's pretty hot. That not only did he not have a part in the song at all, and when a keyboard type part was introduced, the producer didn't tap him to do it, despite the fact that his father is a big time accordion player. So it was interesting. It's a fun watch. At one point, Rodney states that it's pretty unique being in a band that is considered a one-hit wonder and not being part of that one hit. But he was part of the video. You saw him there reading the newspaper. That still makes me laugh. But very entertaining. It's a great song. Check out some of their other stuff. I'll have links below to other songs of theirs that I think are well worth the listen. Definitely quirky and sarcastic. Things like Bitchin' Camaro and You'll Dance to Anything, which is... it's fun. Give it a listen. But this beer, look at that. Head's still holding up. Very nice lacing. Look at that lacing. Oh my. Solid beer. Solid song. If you dig what I'm doing, if you picking up what I'm putting down, give it a like. Subscribe, and when you subscribe, hit that notification bell because I'm putting out new content at least once a week. But most importantly, leave me a comment. Drop me a note. Let me know what you like. Let me know if you have questions about the brewing process, about beer, about a particular craft beer, about a particular song, about a genre. If you've got requests or challenges, give them to me. I appreciate the interaction. But until we meet again, keep drinking.